Okay, Virgo, I have to apologize. My whole system just crashed and I had to reboot everything, so I lost a good chunk of your reading, so I'm starting all over again. But this time, you're not going to see me doing the shuffles. I've kept the cards exactly the way they were, and we're just going to start all over again, okay? Now, this is an emergency quickie reading, okay, Virgo? It's for the Venus retrograde coming up in March. I'm sorry it's such short notice, but it's kind of a big deal, all right? Um, Venus rules, it's hugely important in our day-to-day life. It rules love. It rules our major primary one-on-one relationships. It rules the other. There's you, there's the other. It rules what we love and value. It rules our sense of self-worth. It rules our money. It rules the money we make from the talents that we have that we were born with. Maybe not future talents, but what we've got already, what we brought with us from previous lifetimes, okay? It rules our natural gifts, whatever they may be. It rules pleasure, beauty. It, it rules what turns you on. It rules the sensual side of things. It rules the sense of balance and fairness and tangible pleasures of the flesh, of nature, of forests, oceans, and woods. All of it, food, art, just the pure pleasures of life. Now, that energy is in your life somewhere, Virgo. For everybody, it's for everybody. Now, in your life, Virgo, it lives in the 8th house. That's the house in astrology. That's the house of deep intimacy. That's shared resources. That's the energy that you share. Like, let's say you're married or something, or you've got a really important relationship, and you've got that. But the 8th house is that. It's the deep intimacy of completely merging with the other and the shared resources and what comes out of that, which is a completely different thing. It's not you and the other. It becomes this. It's a whole new thing, okay? It has an identity of its own. So that's where Venus rules, it lives in your life, in your world. And sometimes it's a little bit scary there because a lot of people are actually scared of intimacy, okay? It's almost like it's too much. It's too close. Oh my God. Whoa. I didn't want you to see that much, okay? Anyway, with this retrograde, the energy is asking us to rewind, revise, review, redo, reboot, reevaluate everything that's going on in that part of your life. And like reassess it, and what are we going to do? It's almost like you have to like pull the covers back and have a good look. So now that's what we're going to do. I already know what these two cards are, but we're just going to do it again. And if it sounds like there's not so much mystery in the reading, then that's because I already know the card. But anyway, this is the situation. This is the challenge to your situation. And this is like, what are we going to do with all this? How do you move forward? So here is the situation. The situation is deep truth. You have the sacred opportunity to discover deep truth. That's the situation. You're coming to an awareness. Let's say you have the opportunity, sacred opportunity. Opportunities are very, very important because they're very fleeting. It's the energy of heaven talking to you, and you need to grab it while it's there. Otherwise, it's gone, and you've missed a step in your evolution. So be grateful for this energy. This is your situation right now. And I know we've had this. It's freaky. Like we've had this several times in other readings. So there's some kind of like synchronistic current that's going on with this energy that's connected to all of us. Now, with you, Virgo, in that 8th house that we just described, you have the sacred opportunity to discover the real truth of the situation. What's really, really, really going on in that deeply personal, deeply private, very, very intimate section of life that a lot of people don't want to visit. They don't want to know. But it's really important. You need to come to grips with that part of your life. So that's the situation right now. You have that opportunity to deal with that really intimate part of life. What's the challenge there? Don't be scared, okay? I know this is the card that nobody wants. Nobody likes this. Nobody wants this. But this is in a challenge position. So let's be grateful. In the challenge position, what this is telling me is that you are being exposed to certain truths that may be very, very painful for you. I'm not going to deliver this message in an emotional way. Sometimes I get really hit very hard by some of the readings, but I'm trying to stay calm, and I'm doing that for your benefit, dear Virgo, because you need clarity right now. You need truth. You have the opportunity to find truth, and you need it. So what's happening here is that you may be dealing with a situation in that part of life that we just described, where this energy exists. This is deep pain. This is sad, deep, crushing pain in the heart. However, the challenge is that the way I look at it is that this is being denied and ignored. It's almost like there's something that you don't want to know about. There's something that you don't want to face because it's painful. And I'm sorry. Oh, God. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Virgo. I'm just a messenger, okay? I'm just an amateur, a tarot oracle person trying to do their best for you. But if there is some hidden truth that is very, very painful, the challenge is for you to bring it into the light so that there's a chance for healing, okay? The challenge is to face this. No matter how painful this may be, you have the chance now to face it, okay? So you may have been conducting your life in a way that you're pretending that this didn't exist. So let's move on. Let's see how are we going to deal with this, okay? Now this card I have not seen, but I'm going to tell you. It's the Four of Wands. This is very stabilizing for you. My impression here, dear Virgo, is that the reality is you have a lot to celebrate. There may be some deep pain and suffering going on in these areas of life that we described earlier, the areas of deep intimacy and stuff, and shared resources, however you want to interpret that. Read the reading again if you have to. But the reality is that the way to move forward is understand that you do have a lot. And one of the ambiguities of life is to understand that we live in a world of polarity. We live in a world of male and female, left and right, joy and sorrow. And this is a very grounding, solid celebration of the reality that, we've got something really frickin' good here. We really do. There's something there. You need to become aware. It's almost like somehow it's almost like this card is, the way I read it, it's asking you to it's almost like pray to heaven and ask to be made aware of how fortunate I am so that I can truly celebrate my good fortune. Because Virgo, one of the traits that you have in general is that you put such high standards on yourself and others that it's almost like you're guaranteed to have disappointment. And you don't have to live that way. There's a lot of wiggle room. You can let people make mistakes. You can make mistakes. It's okay. The truth is, you do have a lot to share and celebrate with others, okay? Or with a significant other. At the extreme end, this could also even indicate a marriage, or the celebration of something like a marriage, where the gratitude needs to be acknowledged, okay? And if there was something painful that had to be faced, or you have to live through it in order to get to this point, then you have the opportunity to do that. The message here is to celebrate your good fortune, because despite whatever deep pain you might be suffering, or whatever has hurt you in the past, this is the time to go over it, review it, if necessary, dig it up and process it and refine it and purify it and clear it out and clean it out, which Virgo is very good at doing, so you can get to the point where you can celebrate your good fortune and get back to harmony and balance in this aspect of your life of deep, profound intimacy and relationship. Because the truth is, you have this bounty. And so be grateful. You've got it. Don't worry, Virgo. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, all right? Hang in. You're going to be okay. Celebrate your good fortune, because you really do have that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope this has some kind of value to at least some of you Virgos out there. You've got 6 weeks to figure it out, and then we move on from there, okay? So all the best. Bye-bye.